Welcome to the weekly news roundup on TTV. I'm Najah Taha. The UN Committee on the Protection of Migrant Workers and Their Families described Mauritania as facing a, quote, unprecedented migration crisis despite notable legislative progress. The committee welcomed the creation of a specialized court for trafficking, slavery, and migrant smuggling, calling it an institutional milestone for protecting vulnerable groups. Mauritania's delegation, led by Commissioner Sidi Ahmed Benan, stressed that migration is embedded in the country's social fabric, noting that Mauritania hosts nearly 400,000 refugees, mostly Malayans, despite limited resources. The government highlighted the regularization of 147,000 foreigners in 2002 and the revision of its migration strategy for 2026 to 2030. Experts raised questions about equal access to jobs, credit, and housing, and voiced concerns about alleged collective expulsions. Mauritania denied the claims, insisting all removal followed international standards and individualized interviews. The committee will publish its final conclusion on the 11th of September 2025. Government spokesperson and Culture Minister Al-Hussein Al-Mhadou announced that terminating numerous contracts in 2025 is a central pillar of Mauritania's transparency agenda and its effort to combat administrative corruption. He said the measure aims to dismantle long-standing patronage hiring networks that drain the public budget without serving institutional needs. The minister underscored that access to public sector employment will occur exclusively through competitive examinations in line with the president's commitment to merit-based recruitment. He criticized past practices in which relatives of officials were formally hired and later sought permanent contracts, creating fiscal pressure. He added that consultancy services will remain available under established legal frameworks, but only when justified by clear administrative needs. Mauritania formally submitted its application to join the OECD Development Center during a session in Paris where the Economy Minister Abdallah Ould Sleiman presented the country's reform trajectory in the center's governing board. He said Mauritania is undergoing deep structural transformation marked by higher growth, reduced public debt, and foreign reserves covering more than 6 months of imports. The minister outlined reforms improving the business climate, strengthening PPP legislation, and enhancing anti-corruption frameworks. He emphasized that the National Development Vision under the SCAPP 2016 to 2030 strategy prioritizes diversification, human capital, reduced inequalities, and climate resilience. Mauritania already participates in several OECD platforms, including tax transparency and inclusive growth initiatives, and views accession as a way to deepen analytical and policy cooperation. Energy Capital and Power reports that Mauritania is rapidly positioning itself as a leading African producer of green hydrogen with a target of 12.5 million tons annually by 2035. The country's exceptional solar and wind potential, coupled with proximity to European markets, underpins this ambition. The report highlights the adoption of National Green Hydrogen Code and the creation of a dedicated agency, which have attracted interest from the World Bank, EIB, and EU. Global developers such as CWP Global, Total Energies, Masdar, Greenco, and Hynfra are advancing mega projects exceeding tens of gigawatts. Flagship initiatives include the 30-gigawatt Eman project and the 10-gigawatt Noor project near Nouadhibou. Challenges remain, especially water scarcity, requiring desalination and major transmission upgrades, but Mauritania is seen as pursuing one of Africa's most ambitious clean energy strategies. The Danish Marine Ingredients Association raised concerns over critical gaps in sustainability and governance within the EU-Mauritania Fishery Protocol, according to the Fishing Daily. MID urged Denmark to reassess the agreement, citing insufficient scientific data on catch levels, stock status, and the fish meal and fish oil industry. The association warned that small pelagic species, vital to West African food security, may face increased pressure. It criticized limited oversight and inadequate transparency from Mauritania, arguing that current data does not allow a robust scientific assessment. MID recommended improved traceability, stronger monitoring, and deeper involvement of coastal communities before any renewal, noting these concerns come amid Mauritania's expanding fish meal sector and debate over its environmental impact. The World Health Organization officially certified Mauritania as having eliminated trachoma, the world's leading infectious cause of blindness. The recognition follows years of methodical national work, strong political commitment, and implementations of WHO's chance strategy for trachoma control. WHO Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus called Mauritania's success, quote, a message of hope for other countries still confronted with the disease. The milestone reinforces Mauritania's growing record of public health achievements and demonstrates the power of coordinated national and international action. WHO noted that millions across Africa remain at risk, but said Mauritania proves elimination is possible through sustained effort. The organization congratulated the government and pledged continued support to preserve the achievement. Bab Saheli, Vice President for External Relations at Kinross Tazias, stated that Mauritanians now represent 97.8% of the company's workforce, surpassing the 95% legal requirement. He added that 72% of managerial positions are held by Mauritanians, with several serving in leadership roles abroad in the United States, Europe, and Africa. He noted that a Mauritanian is currently acting mine manager and that most internal departments are led by national staff, reflecting years of progress in the company's nationalization strategy. Salihi described the firm's agreement with the government as fair and consistent with national regulations, arguing that evolving legal frameworks have enhanced Mauritania's attractiveness to foreign mining investors. Stay updated for more details on our social media platforms or visit our website www.taqadumi.mr.